Hello everyone. In previous lecture we have started with the water soluble vitamins. So in that we studied about the vitamin B complex. Now we will see the vitamin C, which is again a water soluble vitamin. So vitamin C, it is also known as a L-ascorbic acid, or the synonym of the vitamin C, it is a ascorbic acid. It is again a water soluble vitamins that is naturally present in some foods. Also it is available in a dietary supplements. So vitamin C is required for the biosynthesis of the collagen fibers. So these collagen fibers are required for the blood clotting process. Again it produces, or it is essential for the biosynthesis of the L-carnitine, which is again a chemical made in a human brain, liver and kidneys, and it helps to body to turn the fats into energy. So L-carnitine is useful to convert the fat into the energy, and for the biosynthesis of the L-carnitine the vitamin C is essential. Again it is helpful for the biosynthesis of the certain neurotransmitters. So the different neurotransmitters are useful to transfer the impulses at the different body parts. So vitamin C is also involved into the protein metabolism. So vitamin C लाच आपण ascorbic acid असं सुद्धा म्हणू शकतो. Vitamin C चे मेन फंक्शन आहेत for the biosynthesis of collagen, L-carnitine and the different neurotransmitters. Again it is involved in the process of protein metabolism. Then which are the sources of this vitamin C? The main source of the vitamin C are the fresh fruits, vegetables like the orange, lemon, tomato, papayas, then potato, cabbage, cauliflower, spinach, bean, pulses and the germinating cereals. So all these are the good sources of the vitamin C. Again the amla and the guava are very rich sources of the vitamin C. The next one is which are the functions of this vitamin C. First thing is the vitamin C is required for the growth and the repair of the tissue. The main function of vitamin C, it is required for the growth and the repairing of the tissues and the different organs. Again it is necessary to form the collagen. Okay, so it is mainly useful for the biosynthesis of the collagen fibers, which is again a protein substance which binds the cell together, and if the collagen is not formed, the healing of the wound will be delayed. Okay, so collagen is involved in a blood clotting process, so it is important for the healing of the wounds. If there is a deficiency of the vitamin C, then there is a delayed in the healing of the wounds. Again it prevents the scurvy. Again the vitamin C acts as an antioxidant. Then it reduces the formation of the nitrosamine. So nitrosamine, these are the type of chemicals which are carcinogenous in nature, or which produces the cancer. So the vitamin C, which acts as an antioxidant, it reduces the amount or quantities of the nitrosamine in our body. So vitamin C assists the synthesis of DNA, neurotransmitters like serotonin and the hormone like thyroxine. So again vitamin C is essential for the synthesis of DNA, then synthesis of the different neurotransmitters like serotonin, then synthesis of the hormones like thyroxine. So vitamin C enhances the absorption of the iron also. So these are the general functions of the vitamin C. Next one is the deficiency diseases of the vitamin C. If there is a deficiency of vitamin C in our body, it leads to the different diseases. So too little vitamin C can be lead to signs and symptoms of the deficiency, like the anemia, then the bleeding gums, then the decreased ability to fight the infection, decreased wound healing rate, dry and splitting hairs, easy bruising. Bruising means it is a formation of the dark red or the bluish spot on our bodies due to the internal bleeding below the skin. Okay, as there is a deficiency of vitamin C, there is a deficiency of the collagen fibers, and again it leads to the delayed time of the wound healing, and the blood clotting time also get increased. Again, it may leads to the gingivitis, that is the inflammation of the gums, then the nosebleeds, that is bleeding through the nose, then the possible weight gain because of the slowed metabolism. Okay, as we see, vitamin C is essential for the metabolism of proteins. If there is a deficiency, then the proteins does not get metabolized, so that the weight gain or it leads to the gaining of the weight of the particular person. Again, rough, dry, scaly skin, the skin become rough, dry and scaly. Then the swollen and the painful joints, there is a swelling and the pains in the joints. Then the weakened tooth enamel become weakened or easily breakable. A severe form of vitamin C deficiency is known as a scurvy. If there is a severe deficiency of vitamin C, then it leads to the disease known as scurvy, which mainly affects the older and the malnourished adults. Okay, so scurvy is categorized or characterized by the general weakness, then the anemia, gingivitis, and the skin hemorrhages caused by the prolonged deficiency of the vitamin C in a diet. Okay, so scurvy disease is characterized by the weakness or the general fatigue. There is a pains in a muscle and the joints. There is a tachycardia, that is increased heart rate or a abnormal heart rate, and the gum becomes spongy. There is an inflammation of the gums, which is known as the gingivitis, and the bleeding through the gums occur. Again, the teeth get loose from the sockets. So there is a frequent hemorrhages and a patient is anemic as the bleeding rate is increased. Okay, so the frequent hemorrhages get occurs and the person get anemic due to the blood loss. Again, there is an increased susceptibility to the infections. Okay, so in severe case of scurvy, the previous wounds may break down and become open wounds again. So prolonged deficiency of vitamin C may ultimately lead to the death also. So these are the deficiency diseases of the vitamin C. So the daily requirement of vitamin C is about 30 to 60 mg. And in case of deficiency, the 200 to 500 mg per day dose can be given to the patient, or for the treating scurvy disease, about 1 to 2 grams per day of vitamin C is given to the patient. So this is about the vitamin C. So here we have covered the vitamin part. The next type of micronutrients are the minerals. Okay. The next type of micronutrient is a minerals. So what are that minerals? So minerals are the inorganic elements which are needed by the body for the different functions. So minerals are generally inorganic in nature. They are useful to build the tissues. Again, they regulate the body fluids. They assist the body functions. They help to form the different body structures, and they stimulate the digestive secretion. So these are the in general functions of the minerals in our body. So minerals are classified into two classes depending on their need or the requirement, as the major minerals and the trace minerals. So major minerals are required to the body in a large quantity, or they are required in amounts greater than the 100 mg per day. जे एलिमेंट्स बॉडीला 100 mg पेक्षा जास्त लागतात पर डे ते आहेत मेजर एलिमेंट्स, अँड सच एलिमेंट्स आर नोन ॲज अ मॅक्रो मिनरल्स. The examples of the major minerals are calcium, phosphorus, sodium and the potassium. So these macro minerals required our body greater than the 100 mg per day, so they are known as the major minerals. The next are the trace minerals which are required in a diet in an amount lesser than the 100 mg. जे मिनरल्स आपल्याला 100 mg पेक्षा कमी लागतात त्यांना ट्रेस एलिमेंट किंवा मायक्रो मिनरल्स असं म्हटलं जातं. द एक्झाम्पल्स ऑफ द मायक्रो मिनरल्स आर आयर्न, आयोडीन, फ्युरिन, झिंक अँड कोबाल्ट. जे मिनरल्स आपल्याला 100 mg पेक्षा जास्त लागत आहेत पर डे त्यांना मेजर मिनरल्स म्हटलं जातं. जे मिनरल्स 100 mg पेक्षा कमी लागतात पर डे त्यांना ट्रेस मिनरल्स म्हटलं जातं. So we will see one by one each type of mineral. First one is a calcium. So sources of the calcium are the milk, cheese, sardines, salmon, some dark green leafy vegetables. Then which are the functions of the calcium in our body? First one is it is required for the development of the bones and the teeth. Okay. The main function of calcium in our body is for the development of the teeth and the skeleton or the bone. Again, calcium is involved in the transmission of nerve impulses. Again, it is required for the blood clotting process, or it is involved in a blood clotting process. Again, the normal heart action and a normal muscle activity. So calcium plays a very essential or vital roles in our body. It is required for the normal growth and maintenance or development of the bones and teeth. Then it is required for the transmission of impulses. It is required or it is involved in the process of blood clotting. Okay, then the normal muscle activity. Then if there is a deficiency of vitamins, if there is a deficiency of calcium, then it leads to the different type of diseases. So first one is the retarded growth, poor tooth and bone formation. If there is a calcium deficiency, it leads to the poor growth or the retarded growth, then the poor teeth and bone formation. Again, it leads to the osteoporosis, which is mean by porous bone. The bones become porous and which is characterized by the low bone density or a mass and a fragile bone which get easily breakable. जर का कॅल्शियम डिफिशियन्सी असेल तर टूथ किंवा बोनचं फॉर्मेशन प्रॉपरली होत नाही आहे. द बोन्स बिकम फ्रॅगाईल, दे बिकम पोरस. ओके, ऑल्सो द बोन्स हॅज अ लो डेन्सिटी. बोनची डेन्सिटी कमी होते, ते पोरस होतात आणि इझिली फ्रॅक्चर होऊ शकतात. द नेक्स्ट वन इज अ रिकॅट्स. रिकॅट्स मीन्स इट इज अ सॉफ्टनिंग ऑफ बोन्स इन अ चिल्ड्रन, potentially leading to the fractures and the deformity. Again, calcium deficiency जर का चिल्ड्रन्समध्ये असेल, it leads to the rickets, that is mean by softening of the bones, and the bones become fragile or they get easily fractured. The next one is osteomalacia, that is bones lose the calcium and become softer and may deform. Generally osteoporosis occurs in adults, rickets occur in children, and osteomalacia occurs in old age peoples. Again, it can leads to the tetany, means involuntary contraction of the muscles. There is an involuntary or the continuous movement or the contraction of the muscles which are not under the control of brain, which is known as a tetany. The daily requirement of the calcium is 0.5 to 1 gram. So this is about the calcium. Next one is a phosphorus. The sources of phosphorus are the milk, cheese, lean meat, poultry, fish, whole grain cereals, legumes and the nuts. The functions of phosphorus include, first one is the development of the bones and the teeth. Phosphorus is also very essential for the formation and the development of the tooth and the bones. So it maintains the normal pH of the blood. Again, it acts as a constituent of all body cells. and it is involved in the metabolism of the fats. So deficiency of phosphorus leads to the poor tooth and bone formation. Again it leads to the weakness. Anorexia it is mean by loss of appetite, भूख कमी होती है, and the general malaise means it is feeling of discomfort or the illness. जर का बॉडीमध्ये फॉस्फरसची लेवल कमी असेल किंवा डिफिशियन्सी असेल तर बोन आणि टूथ फॉर्मेशन पुअर होतं आहे किंवा प्रॉपर डेव्हलपमेंट त्याची होत नाही आहे. अगेन इट प्रोड्युसेस द वीकनेस और द मलाज और फीलिंग ऑफ द डिस्कम्फर्ट और द इलनेस. अगेन इट फॉर्म्स अ ॲनोरेक्झिया मीन्स इट इज लॉस ऑफ ॲपेटाईट, भूक जनरली मंदावते किंवा कमी लागते. So the daily requirement of phosphorus it is 1.5 gram for a healthy adult. Then the next mineral it is a potassium. So the sources of potassium are the oranges, bananas, dry fruits, vegetables, legumes, milk, cereals and the meat. Functions of potassium in our body are, first one is it is required for the contraction of muscle. Then the maintenance of the fluid balance, transmission of the nerve impulses. Again it is required for the heart rhythm and the cell metabolism. ओके, जनरली पोटॅशियमचे फंक्शन्स काय काय आहेत? नॉर्मल मसल कॉन्ट्रॅक्शनसाठी पोटॅशियम युजफुल आहे. देन बॉडीमध्ये फ्लुइड्सचा बॅलन्स मेंटेन करण्यासाठी पोटॅशियम चा इम्पॉर्टंट रोल आहे. देन नर्व इम्पल्स ट्रान्समिशन साठी युजफुल आहे. देन रेग्युलर हार्ट रिदम आणि सेल मेटाबॉलिझमसाठी पोटॅशियम युजफुल आहे. Then deficiency of potassium leads to the hypokalemia. The deficiency of potassium is known as a hypokalemia, that is the low levels of potassium. Again it leads to the muscle weakness, then the confusion and the abnormal heartbeat. The heartbeat become abnormal, they either get decrease or increase. So this is about the potassium. The daily requirement of potassium it is 5 to 7 grams for a healthy adult. The next mineral it is a sodium. Sources of sodium are the table salt, beef, eggs, poultry, milk, cheese, soya sauce, moderate amount in a breads and vegetables, large amounts in a processed foods. Generally the main source of sodium it is a table salt, that is sodium chloride. The functions of sodium in our body, it maintains the fluid balance. Again it is involved in a transmission of nerve impulses, and it maintains the acid base balance and the muscle contraction. Okay, so functions of sodium and potassium are slightly similar. It helpful for the maintenance of body fluids or the fluid balance within the body and the organs. Then the transmission of nerve impulses, it maintains the acid base balance and required for the contraction of muscles. Then the deficiency of sodium leads to the nausea. Nausea means feeling of uneasiness in the stomach which is occur before the vomiting. ओके, वॉमिटिंगच्या आधी जे काही आपल्याला स्टमकमध्ये अनइझी फील होतं किंवा मळमळतं त्याला आपण नॉशिया म्हणतो. देन एक्झॉशन, दॅट इज एक्झॉशन मीन्स फिलिंग ऑफ टायर्ड और द लॅक ऑफ फिजिकल अँड मेंटल एनर्जी और फिलिंग इनॲक्टिव्ह. देन मसल क्रॅम्प्स, ओके, मसलमध्ये क्रॅम्प्स येतात. जनरल वीकनेस अँड द ड्रायनेस ऑफ द माउथ. So these are the deficiency symptoms of the sodium. Daily requirement of sodium is 5 to 20 grams for a healthy adult. So this is about the sodium. Next mineral it is a chloride. So sources of chloride are the table salt, eggs, seafood and a milk. So functions of the chloride are, it is required for the gastric acidity, or it regulates the acid base balance in the body. It maintains the fluid and the electrolyte balance, and it is required for the formation of hydrochloric acid. So main role of chloride, it is required for the formation of hydrochloric acid which is present in a stomach. So it maintains the gastric acidity. Again, it regulates the acid base balance in the body, and it maintains the fluid and electrolyte balance within the body. So deficiency of chloride, it leads to the imbalance of gastric acidity. जर का क्लोराईडची डिफिशियन्सी असेल तर प्रॉपर गॅस्ट्रिक ॲसिड किंवा हायड्रोक्लोरिक ॲसिड प्रोड्यूस होत नाही आहे. सो देर इज अ इम्बॅलन्स इन अ गॅस्ट्रिक ॲसिडिटी. अगेन देर इज अ इम्बॅलन्स इन अ ब्लड pH. Again, it produces the nausea and the exhaustion, feeling inactive. Okay, so this is about the chloride. Next one is a magnesium. Sources of magnesium are the green leafy vegetables, whole grains, avocados, nuts, milk, legumes, bananas, nuts, seafood, chocolate, coca. Okay, so the functions of the magnesium are the nerve transmission or the transmission of nerve impulses. Again, it is required for the synthesis of ATP, which is the adenosine triphosphate. So ATP, it is a energy carrying molecule which is found in a cell of all living things. ATP हा जो आहे तो एनर्जी कॅरिंग मॉलिक्यूल आहे की जो जनरली ऑल लिव्हिंग थिंग्समध्ये प्रेझेंट असतो. सो मॅग्नेशियम जे आहे ते ATPच्या सिंथेसिसमध्ये हेल्पफुल आहे. Again, it is required for the activation of the metabolic enzymes. Different metabolic enzymeच्या ॲक्टिवेशनसाठी मॅग्नेशियम युजफुल आहे. It is required for the muscle activity, contraction and relaxation of the muscles. Then it is a constituent of the bones, muscle and the RBCs. जनरली मॅग्नेशियम जो आहे तो बोन्स, मसल आणि RBCsमध्ये प्रेझेंट असतो किंवा त्याचा एक तो कॉन्स्टिट्युएंट किंवा कंपोनंट आहे. सो द डिफिशियन्सी ऑफ मॅग्नेशियम इन अवर बॉडी लीड्स टू द mental, emotional and muscle disorders. And the next mineral, it is a iron. Sources of iron are the muscle, meat, poultry, shellfish, liver, legumes, dry foods, whole grains or the enriched breads, cereals, dark green and leafy vegetables. Okay. So functions of iron are, it is required for the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. The main function of iron in our body, it is transport of the oxygen and carbon dioxide. It is involved in the formation of hemoglobin. Again, it is a component of the cellular enzymes which are essential for the energy production. So iron is again component of the cellular enzymes required for the energy production. So deficiency of iron in our body, it leads to the anemia. Anemia is the low levels of the hemoglobin in our body. As there is a iron deficiency, there is a deficiency of hemoglobin which leads to the anemia. So symptoms of anemia are the weakness or the fatigue, then dizziness or the nausea, or there is a vertigo, then the loss of weight, pallor, that is skin become pale appearance. Okay, unhealthy skin दिसते किंवा pale appearance स्किनचा होतोय. कोल्डनेस ऑफ द हँड्स अँड द फीट, हात पाय जे आहेत ते पूर्णपणे कोल्ड असे होतात. these are the symptoms of the anemia. The daily requirement of iron are the 15 mg for a healthy adult. So this is about the iron. The next one is the iodine. Sources of iodine are the iodized salt, seafood. The functions of iodine are, it regulates the basal metabolic rate. So what is meant by basal metabolic rate? It is the rate of metabolism when waking in the morning after fasting during the sleep. Basal metabolic rate means what? Once we get a food after 12 hours, what is the rate of metabolism is known as a basal metabolic rate. Means जेव्हा आपण रात्रीचं जेवण घेतोय, सकाळी उठल्यानंतर म्हणजे आफ्टर 12 आवर्स जो काही आपल्या बॉडीचा मेटाबॉलिक रेट आहे त्याला बेसल मेटाबॉलिक रेट म्हटलं जातं. सो आयोडीन इज इसेन्शियल टू रेग्युलेट द बेसल मेटाबॉलिक रेट. The deficiency of iodine leads to the goiter, then the cretinism and the myxedema. So cretinism means what? It is a medical condition which is present at the birth, which is generally impaired physical and mental development due to the insufficient thyroid hormone caused by the iodine deficiency. Generally, iodine is essential for the formation or the synthesis of the thyroxine hormone, which is present or secreted by the thyroid gland. So due to the deficiency of iodine, there is a deficiency of the thyroxine hormone, which lead to the goiter. Again, it leads to the cretinism, means impaired physical and mental development at the birth due to the insufficient thyroid hormone. Again, it leads to the myxedema. So it is a severe form of the hypothyroidism when the condition is untreated. जर का आपण cretinism properly treat केलं नाही तर again it leads to the severe condition which is known as a myxedema. Okay, so iodine हे generally basal metabolic rate regulate करण्यासाठी यूजफुल आहे. अगेन इट इज इसेन्शियल फॉर द सिंथेसिस ऑफ थायरॉक्सिन हार्मोन. जर का आयोडीनची डिफिशियन्सी असेल तर थायरॉक्सिन हार्मोन प्रॉपरली प्रोड्यूस केलं जात नाही. इट लीड्स टू द हायपोथायरॉइडिझम, दॅट इज लॅक ऑफ द थायरॉक्सिन हार्मोन विच लीड्स टू द गॉटर, क्रिटिनिझम अँड द मिक्सेडिमा. So daily requirement of the iodine, it is 0.15 to 0.30 mg for a healthy adult. Then the next mineral, it is a zinc. So sources of zinc are the seafood, especially oyster, liver, eggs, milk, wheat, bran, legumes. Okay. So functions of zinc are, first one is the formation of collagen, which is required for the wound healing and the blood clotting. Then it is essential for the test accuracy or the test acuity, essential for the growth and immune reactions. So deficiency of the zinc leads to the dwarfism. Dwarfism means त्याची जी काही वाढ आहे ती खुंटते किंवा जनरली पर्सनची हाईट ही कमी राहते. So organism is exceptionally small, that is the height or the height of adult is in between 4 to 4.10 inch. It is known as a dwarfism. Again it leads to the anemia, loss of appetite, then the changes in the skin, impaired wound healing due to the low collagen formation, decreased test acuity, dwarfism and the skin lesions. So daily requirement of zinc, it is 10 to 15 mg for a healthy adult. Then the next mineral, it is a fluoride. So sources of fluoride are the fluoridated water and seafood. Functions of fluoride are, it increases the resistance to the tooth decay. Okay, it prevents the decaying of the tooth. Again it is a component of the bones and the teeth. Generally fluoride is a component of the bones and teeth, and it prevents the decaying of the tooth. So deficiency of the fluorine leads to the tooth decay and possibly osteoporosis, that is the bones become softened and they get easily broken or fractured. So this is about the fluorine. So here we have seen the micronutrients such as minerals. So here we covered the one part, that is the nutrients, that is the micronutrients and the macronutrient. So now from the next lecture we will continue with the next part from this chapter, that is the water, or what are the functions and the requirement of water in our diet, what is meant by balanced diet, or what is the composition of the balanced diet, that we will see in the next lecture. So you have to make chart for all these nutrients. Okay, for vitamins you make a chart, as their source, function, and the deficiency diseases and the daily requirement. Also, in case of minerals, you make a chart. Write their sources, functions, deficiency diseases, and the daily requirement. Okay, and you have to send it on a WhatsApp. And this is a homework for you. Okay, so thank you for your attention. For any query, you can ask me at any time. Okay, so thank you.